The NID 2025 registrations just closed today. Did you miss it? Well, if you are a B.Des aspire who wants to study at a national level institute, well, you still have Nift to apply to. So, here today we are here with a live to help you with the Nift 2025 admissions. Nift, being a national level institute, has 19 campuses across India where you can select from 7 specializations. So today here we are going to discuss about the Nift registrations. We are going to do a step-by-step registration along with everything that you need to know about the registration, be it your eligibility, the schedule, and everything that like where and what, where do you register it from. So all that we are going to look through today. So let's start the registration here. Okay, so let's start by getting to know the schedule of Nift. So the registrations are open and you can register till 6th of Jan. So you have exactly 1 month to register. I would suggest you do it at least a week before the last date, because all those who have registered for NID or uceed will know that some or the other technical error is going to happen. So it's with all these registrations, right? So best thing you can do is register 1 week before, so you can resolve it. You have some time to resolve it, and we can also help you with this process. So I would say that I would suggest that. And after the 6th of Jan, you have 2 extra days to register, but with a very late fee. So that amount comes around 5,000 rupees. So I would suggest you use it on one of our crash batches rather than spend it on your registration. So then you have a correction window from 10th to 12th Jan, and there is a limit to what you can correct. Okay, you can't correct the entire form. There are only certain details that you can correct. So then is the Nift 2025 exam is to be conducted on 9th February. So that is your expected date to write your Nift exam. So you have exactly 2 months to prepare for it, and we are here with a lot of crash batches that you can join. And you can expect the result by March. You can your situation test will be by April. Your final result will be by the last week of April, and then you have your seat allocation and your going to the campuses and all around May, June. So these dates below are tentative. So once those dates are fixed, we'll keep you updated on this YouTube channel itself. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We'll keep you updated whichever notification comes, be it NID, Nift or uceed, whichever it. Stay tuned to this channel to get on time update. Okay. So when it comes to Nift, if you're looking for B.Des, there is an age limit that you should be checking before the registration. That is, for Nift, you have to be below 24 years of age. Unlike NID or uceed, there is a little leverage here, because for general EWS and OBC categories, you should be born on or after 1st of August 2001, and for SC, ST and PWD categories, you should be born on or after 1st August 1996. And for B.Des, you should have completed your class 12th or equivalent. So this is the eligibility criteria for B.Des. And did you know that you can apply for B.Des along with BF Tech? So in that case, you should make sure that you have mathematics as a compulsory subject. So only then you will be able to write your BF Tech. Maybe you'll be able to write BF Tech. Maybe they might not check your qualification before the exam, but after the exam, even if you get a rank, only if you are qualified in, if you qualify, that is, if you have mathematics as a subject, only then you will be able to secure that seat that you through that rank you received. So that's about the eligibility criteria. So talking about Nift, you have 3,531 seats. Okay, it is the best option for you to secure a seat. And Compared to last year, actually there's an increase of 132 seats. So that's a good news. And you have specializations, the 7 specializations I told about. That is, you have fashion design, you have leather design, accessory design, textile design, knitwear design, fashion communication, and fashion interiors. Fashion interiors is the newest added specializations. So you can see the seat metrics across 19 campuses here, and each of these specializations, see, FT means fashion design, LD means leather design. So like this, you have these many number of seats available for each specialization. So you can, if you want, you can take a screenshot of this, and you can check which is that specialization or which is that seat you want to focus for, like because depending on your rank that you secure for Nift 2025 exam, depending on that is what you can select the specialization. So the better your rank, you will be able to select more specializations and more campuses in your options when the allotment process happens. So this is the Nift official website. I'm sure all of you must have checked this website at least once. So basically in Nift website, that is www.nift.ac.in. So in this website, if you go to the admissions portion, you will be able to find the latest happenings of the admission process. So first thing you can find here is the registration link. Then you have the whatever notification comes, like be it if there's a change in dates, all that you can find on the Nift website. So I hope you know that NTA is the authority that conducts the Nift entrance exams. So for the last 2 years, NTA has been conducting Nift entrances. So you have to refer to both NTA website as well as Nift website to know the updated, whatever updates or whatever notifications come. You can also contact us, and you can also follow our Instagram or this YouTube channel to get updates whenever these people update. Okay, so this is the NTA website. That's www.exams.nta.ac. So that's where you will be redirected from the Nift website. So here, for whichever course you are looking for, be it PhD, UG, PG, all those courses, you can find the registration link here. So when you go to apply for, you can select that link. Okay, so once you select that link, you'll reach the registration portal. So in the registration portal, you have to register first. So once you register as a candidate, then you will be able to log in with your application number and your password, etc. here. So this is where you can register as a new candidate for UG and PG. So if you click on that, that will take you to the set of instructions for your registration. And let me show you the Bible of Nift registration. That is your information bulletin. So you can download the information bulletin and find out like everything. Let me show it to you first. So this is the information bulletin that NTA has published. So basically everything about the entrance exam, be it the dates, the schedule, your eligibility, and which all your document formats are all available in this NTA booklet. So basically all your doubts regarding Nift 2025 can be cleared from this booklet. So I would say you download it and you go through it. So all your doubts can be cleared through that. And in case you are finding it hard to get something out of the bulletin, you can always contact us. You can just leave a comment below, or you can WhatsApp us at 8086 111 933. So you can find all these numbers below in the description. Okay, and so this is the Nift brochure. So for each exam, be it Nift, NID, uceed, you have to specifically study for the specific exam pattern or the type of question that comes and the weightage. So you have to keep this in mind, and you should prepare for these entrance exams. So here we have batches specifically for each exam that you are preparing. So if you are somebody who's exclusively looking for Nift, we have online crash batches for Nift only, that is B.Des only batch, MFM only batch, and BF Tech only batch. And if you are somebody who's preparing only for uceed, then you can attend our uceed crash batch or our uceed mock test package, as well as if you are studying, if you are appearing for NID, Nift and uceed, we have a combo batch that's for B.Des or M.Des. So you can select these as well. So for details regarding the batches and if you want to register, you can definitely contact us at 8086 111 So you can find this below in the comment section as well, sorry, the description as well. So let's continue with the registration. So these are the instructions basically about how to set your password. I am sure you all know how to set a password now, just like how you set a password for Google or something. That's how you just set it. You should add characters, you should add numbers, all that. And then there are three options how you can reset your password in case you forget your password, because this not just the registration, you are going to need this profile until you like reach the allotment process. So until you get into Nift, you are going to need this portal. So whenever you forget your password, you can reset it through three methods. First one is your security question that you will set in the application, and the second one is your registered number, and the third one is your registered mail ID. So that's basically it about it. And they are asking you if you have downloaded the bulletin and read it and understood all the instructions. So I would also suggest that you should download it and you should have it on your mobile or something, so that you can refer it whenever you need. Okay, so that will be the best person to clear your doubts about Nift. You can definitely ask us as well. So we are always going to help you. Okay, so this is the application process. Basically has three steps. First is the registration part, then the application form, that's the main detailed one, and then is the application fee, and you're done with the Nift registration. It's actually simple. You can easily do it. You don't need to get it done by somebody else or at a computer center or something. It's best, I would say it's best that you do it yourself. So let's start the registration. So in the registration part is basically you're registering into the portal. So in the registration part, you can use 6 options, that is login options, that is your ID, your Aadhaar number. You can use Locker account, academic bank of credits ID if you have that, and you can use your Indian or non-Indian passport. You can use your PAN card. You can use your government or school ID proof. So I would like whichever is accessible to you and whichever is easier for you, then you can use that. So here I've used Aadhaar number. So so once you select whichever is your ID that you want to give, then you can enter that and you will get an OTP in the number associated with that ID. So you can validate that OTP and you can proceed. So there this is the registration form. Okay, so once you go into the registration form, whichever ID you gave, those details associated with the ID will automatically appear. So I've given Aadhaar number. So Aadhaar number, candidate's name, candidate's date of birth, gender. So all these are associated with the ID. So if you are registering, make sure you are giving your ID proof itself. You cannot use anybody else's ID proof. So then you have to enter your personal details, be it your father's name, mother's name, all those general details. But all these things that the information you're going to register, like you're giving in the registration part, you cannot, some of it you cannot edit. So I'll tell you specifically which ones you cannot edit, but try and make no errors while in the entire thing. Okay, so then you have to enter your address, your permanent address, your temporary address, all that, and then you can choose a password and your security question and security answer. These are important. You can note it down somewhere, otherwise you might forget it later on. And you can enter the security pin and you can get a review of all the information that you entered. Okay, so all that information, and remember these, how many, 7, these 7 informations you cannot edit them. That's your name, so that's what's associated with your ID. the name, your father's name, your mother's name, your date of birth, mobile number, email ID and gender. So these information you cannot change it at a later stage. So be very cautious when you give those, and you can submit and using an OTP, and you can enter the OTP, and your application is on the Nift portal. Okay, so you will get a application number in your mail, the mail ID that you provided. In that mail ID you will get application number in a mail. So if anybody is having an issue in getting that mail from Nift, you have to definitely contact them. You have to use their helpline numbers. You can call NTA helpline numbers or the Nift helpline numbers and figure it out, because you have to first of all check your junk folder, make sure you gave the right email ID, and then clarify it with NTA or Nift. And if you are not able to reach them, you might have to call them multiple times because the lines might be busy all the time. So if you can't reach them, you can definitely contact us at 8086 111 933 and we'll help you solve your issue. Okay, so now this is how you will get the mail. So in the mail you have your application number. So you can use this application number in the website we registered, right? So in that same website, that is www.nift2025.ntaonline.in. so in this portal you can go and enter your application number, your password, your security pin that's shown here, and you can apply. You can start your application form. And so here we told there are 3 steps. So the first step was registration. We did the registration. Then is your application form. So it's showing incomplete in the application form and fee payment. So then now we are in the second step. We have to do the application form. So ideally you have to click here and you will be able to complete the application form. But when we tried to register, we found difficulty, like once we click on this, we were not going to the right page. So there's one more option to do that, that is you can go to your dashboard here, and if you go to the dashboard you can see your application, and in the application you can see what are the informations that you have to enter for completing the application form. So here you have a link where you can click and you can update all these details. So just remember, in case the previous link was not working, you always have it on your dashboard. So whichever process happens next, be it your allotment or when you reach that stage, you still have your dashboard here with all your information. Okay, now basically you have 6 set of information to enter, first being your contact details, then personal details, exam center details, qualification details, document upload and final submit. So you have to make sure you have all these prepared with you, be it your contact details, your addresses, your personal details like the school you studied in, your mark list, the mark you secured in 10th and 12th standard. So you have to get all these ready with you before you start filling these forms. Okay, then comes your exam center details. We look at that later on. Okay, now first one is your contact details, where you can just enter everything, and be very careful when you enter your mobile number, your email address. So all these things, you won't be able to change it later on. And then your permanent address, this you can easily enter, and this will take you to your personal details. So this is where you have to enter your parents' name. So be very cautious when you enter your parents' name, your date of birth, because your eligibility is determined based on the date of birth you give. And then is your mother's or guardian's name and all those. If you belong to a particular category and you are eligible for category seats, then you should give your category details. So if you fall in the central list, then you have to give that information. Your subcategory, you have to be prepared with your category certificate number. So you have to prepare all those before you start filling your form. Okay, because if you take a lot of breaks in between, you might end up making some mistake here or there. So it is best that it's best that you don't make any errors there. So when it comes to the year of passing or what is your status of passing the exam, so you should select, if you where is it, it's somewhere here. Okay, they'll ask you, okay, if you belong to PWD, you can select that as well. Your disability you can give, and you can choose for the option of getting a scribe. If you're diabetic, you can choose that. So all these you can you can easily fill these, and all the like whichever category you choose, you have to be ready with that certificate, and that certificate should be in the format that Nift is prescribing. So the certificate format, you can find it in the information bulletin. Okay, so in the information bulletin you can get whichever certificate you want, and in case of students that are still in 12th standard, you have to you have a particular certificate for that as well. So you have to get it signed by your school authority. So like this, one by one you can fill all the data, and then we reach the exam center and details. So be very careful when you select your program, because you cannot change the program later on. And even if you want to apply for B.Des and you end up applying for BF Tech, you will not, there is no way you can change it in the later stage. So be very careful when you enter that. Okay, so when you select the program, you have your bachelor and master's option. So if you select bachelor's, you have three options. The first one is your B.Des, second one is your BF Tech, and like I said, the third one is a combination of the two. So you can, if you are aspiring to do both B.Des and BF Tech, you can do that in a single exam. Only the duration and the type of the pattern of exam will be different. So you have to understand that before you prepare. Okay, so when it comes to the normal B.Des paper, you have basically two phases for the exam. So the first phase is your creative ability test called as CAT, and the general ability test called the GAT. So these two parts you have to clear. So one is going to be a pen and paper test, that is be drawing based questions, and that will have 3 hours duration of 100 marks. And your GAT part, that's a general ability test, is a computer based test. So that will be on 100 marks and you get 2 hours to do it. And be very careful, that is your GAT part has negative marking. So if for every wrong answer you will lose 0.25 marks. Okay, so whoever, once you complete your first phase of exam, once you complete your first phase of exam, whoever qualifies and comes to the top of the list will be called for the situation test. That's why it's later in the schedule. Okay, so when it comes to the situation test, it's basically like a 3D modeling, hands-on, a lot of activities you have to do, and you will be judged based on how creatively and how visually well you can attempt those questions. So that's also on 100 marks, and you get 2 hours for the situation test. So these three tests combined will be your mark list will be prepared on these three tests combined. So basically your creative ability or your drawing part of the Nift will carry 50% of your mark, and your GAT part carries 30% of your mark, and your situation test will carry 20% of the overall. When the overall mark list is being prepared, this is how the weightage is divided. So that's about B.Des. But when it comes to BF Tech, it is different. Your exam pattern and your sequence of exam is different. So that is, for B.Des you have section A CBT, that is you have a computer based test. For BF Tech you have 2 computer based tests. So BF Tech, so those who are applying for B.Des along with BF Tech will have to attempt section A, section B and your creative ability test. So that's how it is. So you have to understand the pattern clearly. when you are preparing. So that's why we have these online crash batches to help you prepare in this limited amount of time that you have here. So not exactly, you have less than 2 months for your Nift entrance exams. So we have Nift only batches, like I said, B.Des, BFTech, MFM. So only specifically those who are preparing for those can apply for these batches, and then you can attempt. If you are looking for uceed, you can try our uceed crash batch and our mock test packages. And you have, if for joint or combo batches, you have B.Des and M.Des batches. So for applying for our crash batches, contact us at 8086 111 So that's about it. So we are back into the registration part. So we completed the bachelor side. For masters, you have all these options: M.Des, MFM, MFTech, and MFM and M.Des together. So you can look further into that. Now we are we are continuing with the B.Des part. Okay, so for B.Des, you can choose your question paper medium of your choice. So Nift exams are only conducted in English and Hindi medium. So you can choose your medium and then go to the exam state, that is your center for your exam. So so you basically cannot edit the center also later on. So when talking about, if you're somebody from Kerala, we have this time we have 7 centers from where you can appear. Compared to last time, we have 4 new centers now. So so you have 4 choices here for center. So so you can select a particular state and a city that you prefer. You can give the same state and multiple cities of the same state. For example, if you want to write if you want all your choices to be in Tamil Nadu, then you can choose Tamil Nadu. In Chennai is a exam city, Coimbatore is a Chennai exam city. So similarly, according to your preference, how you can according to the ease of reaching the center, you can select your center of choice. So if you are getting your form filled by somebody else or through a center, then through a computer center or something, be very careful when you give such information, because you cannot change them later. Okay, so be very careful regarding the sender, because something that you can like if you can write the exam somewhere 5 minutes from your home, instead you have to take a flight to somewhere else, that's going to be a big mistake. So then comes you have to fill in your guardian's details, your parents educational details, etc., and you can proceed. So that was the exam center part, and that's a very important part. And then you can click you can certify and you can save and go to the next, and that data is also saved. Then is your qualification details, your 10th standard marks, where you studied, all those things, and your 12th standard marks, where like your campus, your marks, all that. And in case for those who are only appearing now, you have like I told, I'm repeating, in the annexure part of your information bulletin, you have that you have a certificate format for those who are specifically just appearing for 12th standard, like a format of the form you have to get filled by your school authority. So that can be found from the information bulletin. So then that takes us to the last step of the registration part, the application part, basically a document upload. So I'm sure now by now you know from where you can get your document formats, be it your PWD certificate, your category certificate, your 10th certificate, you have to give the original. For the 12th certificate, if you're somebody who's appearing, definitely go to the annexure and get that format and get it done from your school. And when it comes to the photo and the signature part, only JPEG or JPG formats are allowed, and the sizes are mentioned here, that is 10 to 200 KB and 4 to 30 KB. So be very careful when you give this, because this whichever image you are giving, that will be on your admit card as well. So just to avoid any confusions at the exam center, you make sure you give the correct photo, correct signature, all that. So that's about it. I think we cleared all these parts. Okay, category certificate, all that. So this is one of the category. This is an OBC certificate format. This is the SCST, EWS, and attestation. So this is the form I told about for those who are still studying in school. Okay, you can get all that in your information bulletin, and you have the review page here. Just like how you reviewed in the registration, you have to review all your details, starting from your personal information up until the documents that you submitted. And if you have not verified your mobile number, get it verified with an OTP. So then you have to check the entire form very specifically, because there is a limit to what you can edit later on. So basically all these information, see, including all that we discussed, your city center, your email ID, your course, all these you cannot change in the correction window. So be very careful when you do the review part. Get it checked by your parent or something, so that you are 100% sure you're giving the right information. Then you can do the final submit. And the payment part, depending on your category and depending on the course you are applying for, you have your the amount you have to pay. And like I said, if you are doing a late registration, you have a late fee of 5,000. So don't wait to register towards the end of the 6th Jan. Like I said, 6th Jan is the last day to register, so don't extend it till then. Okay, you might face technical issues. You can't say about these registration, like when it gets to the end of the registration, like everyone is on this to register, so the server might be down and you might face issues. So then this is how your payment window will be. Your amount will be given along with your application number. You can choose options like through HDFC, SBI, Canara Bank and IDBI, whichever bank is available to you. And Nift has specifically given bank helpline numbers if you are facing issues in case of payment. So you have to, in the information bulletin itself, you can get specific bank account number, bank helpline numbers. So those, you have to contact that person itself to get your issue resolved, because payment is one place where many of you might have faced the same thing in Nift, NID or uceed. Okay, then is our, so you can, these are the helpline numbers. You can note it down, you can take a screenshot, and all your doubts you can clear through NTA and Nift, as well as THiNC helpline number. We'll guide you if you're facing any issues while you do the registration. So if you can complete the payment like this, and if you complete the payment, you will get a payment status. If it's complete, then you will get a successful message here. I have not completed the payment, so it shows failure. So be careful when you do that. And once you do all these steps, your your application form is here, and you can see that in your confirm page whatever you have entered. So all your information will be given in a single PDF. So that's it, guys. So I hope this video is helpful for you. So if you're finding any difficulty doing your Nift 2025 registration, you can ask doubts in the comments below. You can WhatsApp us at 8086 111 933. Okay, so thank you all for joining.